Where laundry was concerned, Victorians often used more than soap to clean their clothing. Grease and oil stains were regularly combated by rubbing chalk into clothing, while kerosene could remove grass stains and blood stains alike. Milk was a go-to cleaner for removing urine stains and odors. In a similar vein, Victorians used their own urine to bleach clothes. This urine contains ammonia. Middle and upper-class Victorians could buy toothbrushes and toothpaste, while working-class individuals made homemade toothpaste from soot, chalk, or powdered cuttlefish. Toothbrushes had harsh bristles and wooden handles, but those who couldn't afford them used celery to clean their teeth. Dental care was typically poor, often provided by barbers or blacksmiths in the absence of a dentist. As semi-regular bathing became popular, books were published to guide Victorians on bathing practices. One book provided toilet recipes and advised against bathing within 4 hours of eating. Victorians were also warned not to wash their faces while traveling unless the water was purified with alcohol or ammonia. A popular beauty regimen, the Russian bath, involved washing the face with very hot and then very cold water to prevent wrinkles. Victorians were obsessed with hair, but modern shampoo was a distant notion at the time. Women often broke several eggs over their heads, worked them into their hair, and then washed the egg out with a pitcher of water. Vinegar diluted with water was another popular option. In fact, many cooking-related items were popular pre-shampoo alternatives. Rosemary, black tea, and rum were all considered perfectly normal as hair-washing substances. Today, bad smells are considered unpleasant at most, but Victorians were convinced that foul odors were dangerous. The miasma theory, also known as night air, claimed that a variety of conditions, including chlamydia and cholera, could be spread through unclean air. In fact, the poor sanitation in industrial areas caused disease, which led to bad smells. Today, miasma is considered a false science in the medical community thanks to modern sanitation and medicine. Despite the many shortcomings of Victorian hygiene, the era marked the first time in history in which feminine hygiene was actually addressed in mainstream society. Disposable pads were invented in the late 19th century, and even an early version of the tampon was implemented around that time. Women also found that bandages typically used for troops' wounds were useful for menstruation care due to their wood pulp base. In 1858, the stench from the River Thames, used as London's sewage system, became unbearable, causing the city to shut down. Known as the Great Stink, the foul odors were blamed for widespread disease. The crisis prompted swift action when the smell reached Parliament, leading to the passage of a bill in just 18 days to create a modern sewage system for London. In the Victorian era, women's clothing was blamed for tuberculosis and its spread. Doctors claimed that long skirts dragging in the street picked up the disease, causing women to unknowingly bring it into the home. The tight corsets women were forced to wear were also thought responsible for tuberculosis, as corsets constricted the lungs. Higher skirts and looser corsets were implemented to help stop the spread of the disease. Introduced in the mid-1860s, Hull's vegetable Sicilian hair renewer became popular in Victorian hair care for its hair-darkening properties that helped maintain a youthful appearance. However, it contained lead, which was harmful despite its effectiveness. Hull's later reduced the lead content, allowing the product to remain on the market until the 1930s. Listerine, invented in 1879 by Dr. Jordan Lawrence and Jordan Wheat-Lambert, wasn't widely marketed until 1914. Initially promoted as a medical antiseptic, it failed to gain traction, leading Lambert to market it for unconventional uses such as a floor cleaner and a cure for dandruff and gonorrhea. Eventually, Gerald Barnes Lambert, the inventor's son, successfully marketed Listerine as a mouthwash, establishing the brand's long-term success. Apparently, back in the day, no well-bred and toothless Victorian would have been caught without a fine set of dentures made from the teeth of the dear departed. But these second-hand chompers weren't without their drawbacks, especially when they came from questionable donors. Teeth were frequently acquired from executed criminals, exhumed bodies, dentists, patients, and even animals, and were consequently often rotten, worn down, or loaded with syphilis. Making love on the stairs was also a bad idea, as a child that was begat upon a set of stair is most likely to be born with a crooked back and given in no small way to the fault of staring. In the Victorian era, there was nothing like plastering a piece of flesh to your flesh and hoping that its youthful essence would infiltrate your own. Apparently, wrinkles that resulted from harsh freckle-eliminating methods, like steeping one's skin in carbolic acid, could be counteracted by sleeping with raw steak on one's face, or by smearing any animal fat on the skin, sheep's fat, veal, lard. And with that, we finished today's video. What did you think? Leave us a comment letting us know which photograph impacted you the most. See you in the next video.